Hey everybody, I'm coming at you from, the state of Ohio, and it is Monday, September 12th, 2022. It's just about a quarter to 12, it looks like, or quarter to 11. Let's see. Quarter to 11. So, my goodness, what an amazing and sad and ridiculous weekend as far as the Kylie Rodney case goes. As most people know, her memorial service was on Saturday, the 10th, and I can't say it enough. It's just heartbreaking. So I wanted to be real with you guys. I don't want to be creepy. I don't think there's a huge connection between me and Kylie Rodney, but this is one of the photographs that I saw of her that I was like, oh my God, I have a photograph of myself that looks almost exactly like that, around that same age. I don't know if you can see that. So again, I don't think that we look that much alike, but we definitely, we're the same height. I wasn't as skinny as her. I tried. I lived in California. I had a lot of scrapes with stupid crap, let's just say. And it could have just as easily been me or any of us probably that had this horrific situation. And I'll say it again, whatever the situation is, whether it's a vehicle accident, a single car motor vehicle accident, whether it's some big sinister plot, we don't know yet. But I think what's abundantly clear to me and some of the other YouTubers that I've been watching is that it certainly seems like the investigation is going in the direction of, oh yeah, it was just a horrible accident. She was drunk. Let me just stop right there. Blame the victim, especially blame a dead victim. They can't state their case. They can't tell you what was really going on. The evidence can tell you what was going on. The witnesses can tell you what was going on. I am so concerned about evidence that has been destroyed, that has not been taken into evidence and logged properly. The fact that that vehicle was turned upside down in the water without securing anything is two things: either complete ignorance or intentional destruction of evidence. Now, either way, destroying evidence is a crime. Hello. Destroying evidence is a crime. So my concern is that there are some corrupt people in positions of power that are not being straightforward. My concern is that there could be parents of children that were at the party, children that may have been involved in something nefarious. And if they can cover this up, they will. They absolutely will. It's been done thousands of times, unfortunately. And I'm not saying law enforcement is corrupt. Law enforcement is fantastic in most cases. It just takes one bad apple to ruin the whole bunch and make everybody look bad. And I'll say again and again, I have people in my family that are first responders. I have people that are very close to me that are in law enforcement. And I ask them questions about this case, and I show them things, and I ask them their take on it because I respect that. In the event that there are some corrupt people in positions of power trying to misdirect the investigation, it's going to be on other people in positions of power above them to put a stop to it and to say, no, we're not going to continue to tarnish the reputation of law enforcement nationwide. Law enforcement has taken a beating. That George Floyd case, mind-boggling. I'm so glad that there was videotape of that. I'm so glad that there were a few different camera angles, and I'm so glad that there's been some justice for his family. But that exposed, just like the Rodney King case did 20, 30 years before that, more like 30, this has been going on for a long time. You know, we've had corruption in law enforcement for as long as there's been law enforcement. People need to wake up, and like I say, when I see corruption at all, I'm just like, it's not a good time for it. You know, time to lay low with your damn corruption and realize that you're going to be discovered, and you're trying to build trust with the public, and you're not going to do that by continuing to lie and be shady. Okay? No, there's so much I want to talk with you guys about. I want to give huge shout outs to Plunder. She's one of my favorites. Upchurch has quickly become one of my favorites, and Zav Girl. Armchair Detective and Kelly from Watts the Obsession. These people, the last two that I mentioned, have been covering the Chris Watts case because there was all kinds of effery in that case, right? We don't want to see that happen. We don't want there to be injustice. We don't want there to be dangerous people running around free to do whatever they want when they have bad intentions or when they think they've gotten away with something. What that does is that it emboldens them. It makes them feel like they can get away with anything. And then they want to test the water, and they want to see, well, how much can I get away with? I got away with this. Can I get away with that? It's just a really bad recipe. So let me put my glaring glasses on so I can read my notes for you. The videos over the weekend, Zav Girl's 8-hour video that I've mentioned in my last video that was kind of like a preview for this one, and Ryan Upchurch. It was amazing. I caught their shows live, and then I went back and rewatched them. Oh, another brilliant one I really like, who's brand new to me, is Harsh Reality. I really like his work. But man, I was not shy in my preview to say, this guy Steve from SF Investigates, the guy is shady AF. So Upchurch breaks it down. I watched his most recent video from last night, just this morning, and he was having some technical difficulties, which is interesting. I mean, we all have technical difficulties, but sometimes more than others. I won't say anything about that. I don't want to have to get my tinfoil hat. So, Steve, coming on to Zav Girl at, let's see, she started late at night. She stopped her show at about 5 in the morning. So he came on at about 3 a.m. And I was like, you know, trying to watch it and falling asleep. And, you know, it seems like I caught all the important parts because I went back and rewatched it. But he comes on Zav Girl unexpectedly, you know, 6 hours into her live stream. The Saturday night, Sunday morning, like 4 a.m., 3 a.m. And this is the morning after the memorial service for Kylie that, you know, I guess he was making the rounds all day, exhausting himself, trying to like spin his, what I see as lies. So he comes on Zav Girl, acts like he's all Mr. Important, Mr. Nice Guy, you know, everybody trusts him. He works with the FBI. They give him secrets. He's sharing some of those secrets on YouTube. Yeah, right. Crazy, absolutely crazy. So Upchurch hops on there. I think it was Upchurch right after him. And then, or maybe it was him after Upchurch. I don't know. It was kind of around the same time. And then this mom of 4 came on. There were a few other people too, but these are the ones I want to talk about. I'm a mother of 4, okay? I don't like to use that as clout because plenty of people don't have the good fortune of having kids, and they're still good people with, you know, a lot of wisdom. However, having children definitely changes you and gives you more insight and more compassion and just more depth. My kids range from age of 10 to 20. I'm very fortunate. I have 4. And I said it in another video. I have the same father for all 4. We've been married for a very long time, much longer than the 20-year-old has been on the planet. But that aside, you know, Upchurch, of course, was in Steve's face, and it looked like he just couldn't take it anymore, and he just logged off. He said, "Oh, I gotta go sleep." He didn't even look tired. And I'm pretty sure he was like tweeting right after that. I'm pretty sure he was like slamming Zav Girl right after that, right after being all nice to her on her show. What a jerk. I mean, come on. And then this mom of 4, you know, she kind of tried to act like she was challenging Steve, but she left with him. I'm pretty sure they know each other. My goodness. These people are ridiculous. They think they can control the interwebs, and, you know, they can try, but thank goodness we have people like Zav and Plunder and Upchurch and Armchair Detective and Watts the Obsession and Harsh Reality and all these other amazing people that are not intimidated. They're not afraid to tell the truth, and they're going to tell the truth as they see it, and we'll see how it all shakes out. So, Steve and all of his hemming and hawing and stuttering, you know, that's a lot like saying like, in the Watts case, Chris Watts and NK, they're just like, it's a like fest, buying time to figure out your lies, right? So, I just gotta say, this whole thing feels like a Columbo episode or Scooby-Doo. You know, the people that look like they're wanting the help are the very people who very likely have done some illegal things. We shall see. Yeah, why is everybody so angry at Adventures with Purpose for finding Kylie? It's a perfect example of shoot the messenger. Yeah, anger is right after the denial. Right after the, "Oh, that's not Kylie," comes the, "Damn it, screw you. Why'd you have to do that? Why'd you have to ruin my day," right? So let's not kill the messenger. AWP, thank you for what you do. And thank you for your clarity in what you do. You know, people are going to get mad at you when you tell the truth. It's part of the truth-telling situation. And some people get beheaded for telling the truth. But you know what? Some people will tell the truth anyway. Because, you know, without freedom, you got nothing. Okay? You got to have freedom of speech, freedom of thought. So, this was something I didn't know. I think it was actually Steve who said Sammy brought her own microphone equipment to the scene when she was doing these teen talks, and when didn't she like have a bullhorn or something she was talking through too? Did she bring that? Who has a bullhorn? I know I don't. I think I used to when my kids were small, but got rid of it pretty quick because that was a bad idea. Just for them to play with. Anyway, so Steve shot drone footage for a week, starting around 7 days after Kylie went missing, all the way up until around the day she was discovered. Okay, that drone footage has been scrutinized by many people, where they have been able to look and say, well, there's what looks like her car. Why does this man insert himself right into the center of everything? Why does he try to make himself look so important? He was literally saying people would bring information to us and we think this, making himself like one entity with the FBI. Oh, we were staying at the same hotel. Well, you know, okay. I'm pretty sure FBI doesn't trust anybody. They might have been playing him, but he is just sus. Anybody who can't see that is blind. And I also didn't know, thank you, Steve, for so much of your information. The tip line, one of the tip lines went straight to Sammy in the beginning of the investigation. Really? Whoa. So some misinformation, disinformation, gaslighting, muddying the water. That's what these people are trying to do, especially in these YouTube videos, especially in these panel discussions. You know, there is power in freedom. There's power in free thinking and freedom of speech. And they're trying to control it, which is not the democratic way. You know, that is a fascism. You cannot control what other people say or do or think. And to even think that you can control that is narcissistic beyond measure, okay? So the way law enforcement damaged that vehicle, flipping it over in the water, I started to say this earlier, I think they wanted to destroy that crime scene. That's just my opinion. And everything I say here is complete hearsay, right? I didn't do my little disclosure. It's all just for discussion purposes, education, entertainment, and it's my opinion, and I don't want to make anyone else think anything in particular. If you think I have some good ideas, I appreciate that. And if you think my ideas are lousy, I don't really care what you think, because I'm doing my best. And, you know, I might have a lousy idea that looks good right now, but if it looks lousy to me later, I'll admit that. I have no problem being wrong. And sometimes I really hope that I am. Okay? So why in the world, if this is true, I couldn't really see in the video as many times as I've looked. Did law enforcement have gloves on when they were like turning the steering wheel of the car? I hope so. So I have another question. Did somebody roll up one of the passenger side back window during the recovery? I just caught that in Upchurch's video from late last night that I watched this morning. I was watching it last night live, and then the technology issues or something, it crashed, and then I fell asleep. Thank goodness, because, you know, I've got a lot of things I got to get up for early in the morning. So, Steve said, I would not let AWP get the car out of the water. First of all, he doesn't have that power. And why wouldn't you let a professional dive team that specializes in recovery of vehicles with deceased individuals in them, why would you not want those people to get help, utilize their help? Let me just wrap this up. I don't want my video to be too long. I have an idea about the strap hanging out of the back hatch. It looks pretty obvious that it's a strap. Is it a seatbelt strap? Is it a belt strap? We don't know. But I have an idea that may or may not have any bearing, which is that potentially somebody used a boat to pull that vehicle out, that 55 feet where it was found. It does not seem possible to me that that boat could have gotten that far from the land, given any circumstances. I think that there had to be a boat pulling it, possibly. So, is that strap for the boat to pull? I don't even know if that would work, but I mean, when something's in water, it's light, so it might, just a little strap hanging out the back, if there's not a trailer hitch, that might be enough to help a boat just grab onto it and get it out there a little bit deeper. So I think that's a real important idea that I hadn't said before that I wanted to share. Um, so it sounds like there's two Nate H's that may have had romantic involvement with Sammy and Kylie, or Kylie. Um, all this is going to come out. We'll see how things keep shaking down. The autopsy report really should be done in another week. I'm just going to put that out there because here we are, the 12th of September. And, well, wait, no, she was found, the 22nd of August? So the 22nd of September would be 4 weeks. That's about the earliest you would expect it. So, sorry, I had my dates wrong. So 2 weeks after that would be early October. So we need to demand that autopsy report comes in early October, I think. Just my opinion. When you put pressure on these entities, especially before an election, somebody pointed that out. November 1st is like the day before Election Day. Why would they have pulled that date straight out of the thin air? So there are a couple other ideas. Maybe I'll jump back in here later. We've got the driving while intoxicated arrest and charges with Jagger. Somebody named Ronnie Jones was arrested a few days ago for domestic violence, somewhere, I think, near the Auburn area. I forget the name of the town. But Upchurch was talking about that on his show, and Zav Girl talked about that on her show, and showed the arrest record that they got online, but it didn't necessarily look like an actual arrest record. I don't know. I don't. And I haven't had a chance to really look into that. But what I do know is that things aren't looking kosher. I'm real curious with Kylie graduating a year early if she felt some pressure to save money on tuition for the charter school that she went to. The community college is going to be a lot less expensive than a charter school. We already know she was very independent and working at the coffee or tea shop for about a year and a half, a real hard worker. So she was independent, making her own money. It also seems that the situation with her involvement with Jagger was that he had lived in the Truckee area and that they had started dating somewhere around 2 years ago. And then over the last several months, his family might have moved to Napa. So, that's a long distance and that's rough on anybody. So maybe they were sort of on again, off again, or I'm not sure exactly what the situation was, but I just thought that was interesting information that they had been together for that long and that, allegedly she definitely had another romantic interest whose initials are NH. And like I said, there seem to be two NHs in this situation, in this crew of people. And then there's the Nate C that was arrested on August 10th for lewd and lascivious acts with a minor who was 15, who he is being charged with her death for overdosing her on fentanyl. So we don't know if he was at that party, but it does sound like he ran with the same circle of people. So, drugs are never good. Marijuana is a drug. It's gets a lot of recreational legalization these days. And, you can mess up your life with illegal drugs. I mean, cigarettes are legal, alcohol's legal, ice cream and candy are legal, but you don't indulge in them unless you don't care about your health, right? A little bit, moderation is okay for a lot of people, but these are addictive substances, even sugar. And an addict cannot control their addiction. So one more thing on that addiction issue with people, guys that are into underage individuals for lewd and lascivious acts or photography or what have you, that's an addiction too. You know, sex can definitely be an addiction. And, you know, the whole thing with CP, very addictive from all the research, right? So if it's an addiction and these people are addicted, then they can't control their addiction. And they're going to do dangerous things to get their next fix. So I'm just going to leave it right out there, right there in the wind. Thank you for watching. Yeah, if you can try to get caught up, try to get caught up. I'm going to keep doing recaps to try to catch people up because like I said in my earlier video, I know that most of us do not have time for this. I'm actually getting paid while I'm doing this. So I've got a pretty ideal situation. And it doesn't matter if I make money on YouTube or not. I'm not in it for the money. You know, money's always helpful, but it's not my driving force. I'm motivated by the right factors. I just want truth and honesty and community. So thank you, true crime community, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.